and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your storyteller, ready to take you on amazing journey through different tales. How are you guys? Today's audiobook is The Midnight Library. But let's start it. Introduction. A life of regrets. I found myself standing in a peculiar place, the Midnight Library, a surreal realm between life and death. My name is Nora Seed, and I had reached a point where my life felt unbearably heavy with regrets. I had just made a decision that I believed would end my suffering. Overwhelmed by feelings of failure, I thought I had exhausted all possibilities. But here I was, surrounded by shelves filled with countless books, each representing a different version of my life based on the choices I had made, or could have made. Yes, the library's infinite choices. As I entered this enchanting library, I met Mrs. Elm, the kind librarian who would guide me through this extraordinary experience. She explained that each book I saw contained a life I could have lived, a reality based on choices I never made. The concept was both exhilarating and daunting. The library symbolized the infinite possibilities of existence, a place where I could explore the what. The first book I opened took me to a life where I was a successful swimmer, receiving accolades and admiration. Initially, I reveled in the glory, but it soon became evident that the pressures and expectations in this life were immense. I grappled with familiar feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. This realization struck me. Even in a life that seemed perfect from the outside, I still faced challenges. Exploring alternative lives. Encouraged by Mrs. Elm, I began to explore more of these alternate lives. I became a rock star, living a life filled with excitement and fame, yet I quickly learned that the thrill came with a price. The loneliness and emptiness behind the glamour were suffocating. I also tried a life where I pursued a career in academia, surrounded by intellectual peers. In this existence, I felt fulfilled at times, but the isolation and pressure to excel weighed heavily on me. Each life I explored revealed a critical truth. Happiness and fulfillment are not solely defined by success or external validation. I began to understand that the essence of life lies in connection, purpose, and acceptance of oneself. The library became a mirror, reflecting my inner fears and desires, pushing me to confront the very nature of regret. The weight of regret. Throughout my journey, I faced the reality of my regrets. I had often thought about the paths I didn't take, the relationships I didn't pursue, the dreams I set aside. Each choice I made or didn't make left a mark, shaping who I was and who I could be. As I flipped through the pages of my potential lives, I realized I was not merely a victim of circumstance. I was an active participant in my existence, capable of crafting my narrative, finding true fulfillment. As I continued to explore these alternate realities, I began to crave a sense of authenticity. I realized that while I could inhabit numerous lives, the quest for fulfillment could not be confined to external achievements. Ultimately, it became clear that my true desires lay in connection and genuine relationships. I yearned for the simple joys of life, friendship, love, and the beauty of everyday moments. I returned to the library time and again, each visit peeling back layers of my understanding. I understood that I needed to confront my past choices, not with regret but with acceptance. The library was not just about exploring alternate paths, it was about coming to terms with my own life. The final choice. As my journey progressed, I began to feel a growing sense of urgency. I realized that my time in the Midnight Library was finite. I had to make a decision about which life I wanted to embrace. Each choice beckoned me, but I felt overwhelmed by the weight of my options. Mrs. Elm reminded me that there was no perfect life, no flawless existence devoid of challenges. In a moment of clarity, I understood that the life I longed for was not one dictated by past regrets or societal expectations. It was about embracing the present and finding joy in the mundane. I reflected on the things that truly mattered, my relationships, my passions, and the simple act of living fully, returning to reality. With this newfound perspective, I made the choice to return to my original life. I wanted to embrace the imperfections and uncertainties that came with it. I realized that life's beauty lies in its unpredictability and the connections we forge along the way. The Midnight Library had taught me invaluable lessons about acceptance, resilience, and the power of choice. As I awoke in my own world, I felt a sense of renewal. I was ready to face the challenges that lay ahead, armed with a deeper understanding of myself. I had learned that while I could explore infinite possibilities, the most important journey was the one I undertook within myself. Conclusion: embracing life. In the end, the Midnight Library was not just a fantastical place filled with alternate lives, it was a metaphor for the human experience. It highlighted the importance of understanding our choices, embracing our imperfections, and finding meaning in the lives we lead. I emerged from this experience with a heart full of hope and a commitment to live authentically. Life is a tapestry of choices, woven together by moments of joy, sorrow, and everything in between. I learned that it's not about the paths I didn't take, but about making the most of the one I have. Embracing life, with all its complexities, is the true essence of existence. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe the Sonic Library for more audiobooks. I hope this story left you with something to think about. Stay tuned for more new videos.